Hello everyone! So today I'm going to be showing you how to dye half of your wig or split dye your wig. Also sorry for the shaky camera throughout the video, my tripod was being used to hold the wig head. I started out using a Hestia and Classic White from Epic Cosplay. Their fibers are extremely soft and heat resistant, not to mention there's many tracks so you have plenty of hair to work with. I recommend to separate the halves of the hair and turn them into ponytails before turning the wig inside out. You'll cut off a lot less hair this way, and because I didn't do this beforehand, I just ended up cutting a lot of chunks of hair off. Once you have your wig inside out, pin everything down so everything is stable when you splice the wig. Find the middle elastic where you split the wig, and take your scissors and start cutting from the bottom. Take your time cutting. Once you're done cutting, you'll have your two halves. This is why you want to split the wig into ponytails before turning it inside out. You'll cut off a lot less hair. Now you'll need an old bucket, a pot you won't be cooking food in ever again, a metal spoon, and your wig half that you'll be dyeing, and your synthetic RIT dye. Fill your pot up with enough water to completely submerge the wig. You'll want to wet your wig before dyeing it, so don't be afraid to see if the water will actually cover the entire wig. Now we're going to start to boil the water. Once the water has reached a boil, we're going to shake up our synthetic RIT dye and add a little bit into the water. Remember that you can always go darker but can never go lighter with wigs. Turn down the oven top to a lower temperature. The water should be on a low simmer and insert your wig. If the water is a higher temperature than this, you may fry your wig. Be mindful of the temperature. If you want a darker color, add a little bit more dye. I ended up adding too much dye, so if you want a pastel color, go very light-handed. After mixing the wig around for about 10 plus minutes, the color is done soaking into the wig. Turn off your oven top and wait for the water to cool. Then carefully put the wig half into your bucket and rinse your wig completely through. I didn't record myself doing this because I did it in my basement, but you're going to rinse your wig with cold water until the water is completely clear. Grab an old towel and pat the wig dry. Let it dry overnight as well. Your wig just handled a lot of heat, so avoid using a blow dryer as they're not very good for synthetic wigs and we will be applying more heat to it later. Pin your wig half to the wig head and start combing from the bottom. Take your time and work with your wig, not against it. After combing your wig half, turn your straightener to the lowest setting and go over the fibers. This is a personal preference, but I believe it's easier to work with the wig with straight fibers rather than a frizzy mess. After all that, tie your wig half into a ponytail to make sewing it easier. I pinned the cut pieces of elastic together to make sewing easier. I recommend doing this to make it less stressful on yourself. You'll end up with some cut wefts. I recommend not sewing them to the elastic because it's going to be a pain, but we'll hot glue them to the elastic after sewing the entire elastic back together, which I didn't record because my tripod is not trusty enough to handle my camera, but you're basically just going to sew the cap back together. Connecting the wefts back to the elastic doesn't require a lot of hot glue. Use a little and have patience connecting the wefts. After that, just flip your wig back out, and you're all done. You just made your own split-dyed wig. You should be proud of yourself. You may have some pieces sticking out like this one here, but you'll just need to straighten the hair to get it back down. If this video was helpful to you, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. If you want to see more of my work, check out my Instagram and Tumblr in the description. Thanks for watching!